Kenny here with Gardening Simplified. Today I'm going to try to be a proud plant parent. We're going to talk about aloe vera pups. This is my aloe vera plant. Now this is going on its second year and it's kind of really, it's looking a little rough. Of course, aloe veras do that sometimes. But anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate these pups off and try to pot them up. Now we've got some rocks in here. This kind of keeps this plant from falling over, and hopefully it won't fall over during the process. But we're going to have to move these out of the way. And we've got little aloe veras that are coming off of the main plant. And what we want to try to do is separate these up kind of close. And it's not really too hard a deal. It's a little bit of work getting down in there. What I'm going to try to do is follow these back because I want to try to get some roots. Now aloe veras normally they start putting on pups once they get too small of an area. And this has got quite a few pups coming off of here. And we're just going to kind of work our way down in here and try to break these loose from the main plant. Now, they're actually suckers on the main plant. And so what we're going to try to do is take these off. Most pups, whether it be bananas, aloe vera, whatever, they're just kind of suckers off of this. Now this doesn't have any roots on it, but this aloe vera will root in once it's put into some soil. And now aloe veras, if your aloe vera isn't putting on pups, it might be because it's got a whole lot of room inside of its container. Now some of these look a little bit rough. This one does have a few roots that I managed to salvage with it. There's some with that one. Got a few with that one. Looks like we got one here that hadn't started to go out. We're not going to worry about that too much. In fact, we really don't have a lot of room or a lot of need for a lot of aloe veras. As you can see, this one is pretty good, but we're doing a good job on some of these. They'll really take off. Now we're going to if I put some of this back, we have another one coming out here. But a lot of times, your aloe vera might not put out a pup. Now, we've got a lot of roots that are showing. And what we're going to do is we're going to add some more soil. Now we're going to come around to this other side. And we're going to try to get these ones here. Now we're just going to pull this dead limb off. And we're going to take this out. Now we have a couple more that's over here. And we're going to try to take them both. And what's just matter, we're going to try to work down in there and try to get a few roots with you. Now these bottom leaves that are not in real good shape could be taken off. We're not going to worry about it too much. Our main thing is we just want to get these pups out of here and just keep our main plant. Okay, now that we have all those out, what we're going to do is, I've got a little soil left here. This is a cactus, palm, and citrus soil, and the bag's looking mighty rough. In fact, we might do a little bit of cutting down on this bag so it's easy. But what we're going to try to do is get this bag down where it's easier to manage. And we're going to use this up, and then if we need more, we're just going to use some compost. It's always good if you have help, because you need somebody to help steady it. So if it's like mine, it's big and it wants to fall over, we're going to see if that might lay over here on that rock for a moment. And we're going to put some more of this mix over these roots on this side. But normally, now my aloe vera put out a pup or two last year, but it was when it was in a smaller pot. Once it starts growing to the size of the pot, if it's kept in a real little pot, it's going to put on pups quicker. Of course, they will be smaller, but it'll put them on quicker. Now I'm going to get some compost and put it in here too. Okay, I forgot to turn my mic on again, so I'm just going to have to narrate through this. Now I've got some of my wood chip compost. I'm putting this in there, and I'm firming it up around the aloe vera, where I've taken these pups out, getting packed in there nice. The advantage of putting compost in here, as this compost decomposes, it's going to allow this plant to settle a little bit. And as the lower leaves die off and it settles, then it'll start putting roots out in those areas where the leaves are gone. And that way it'll kind of solid up a little bit more too. But I'm going to continue to do this. I'm going to go around, do the other side. Get this packed in, get those roots covered that I exposed on the side there. And plus this compost will give it enough nutrition. Now, my aloe vera, it stays, this is a covered area of my house, so it stays there. And the water can be monitored, because aloe veras don't like a lot of water. If you give them too much water, their leaves will really droop, and you can see how these stay up high. And that's because of it getting sufficient water, and keeps it from wanting to sag the leaves as bad. But I'm going to put these rocks back in here. I think they make it look nice, but they serve dual purpose, because, like I say, it does want to turn over. They don't have, to me, they don't have a real strong root. Now, if they was in the ground, they could do a lot better and be a lot firmer, but you'd have to have them in an area to where you could really take care of them and monitor them like you want. As you can see there, it's getting ready to bloom. It's sending up its bloom stalk. They normally do this once a year, and they'll put on some pretty yellow flowers. It won't be long. It'll have that bloom up there about 3 foot, and go from there. Now I'm going to take and move this up closer to the house, because the cool weather, and we're fixing to have some freezing temperatures. This be the first year that it's actually been out in the cold. Last year, as you could tell, it sat on the counter in my workshop and it got kind of big, and then we moved it to this bigger pot. Now, if I don't drop it before I get it over there, but anyway, I'll get it over there and I'll get it positioned up there pretty close to the house. It doesn't have to be right up against it, but because the way that it's heavy on one side, I'm going to adjust it around and I'll just let it lean to the house. But with it in that area, it'll get plenty of radiant heat from the house. Should be enough that no matter how cold it gets this winter, it should survive. Just reposition it there a little bit. We'll be gentle and bring these leaves up so they'll be in a good position. Now I was going to leave it out, but because the way it wants to lean, I figure I'll bring it on over to the house. That way we won't have a problem. And plus it'll get a little bit more warmth being snugged up to the edge of the side of the house. Okay, I got all that extra compost in there. I moved this over here and I've kind of moved it up next to the house. Wintertime's coming. We're going to have some cooler days. Now it'll survive pretty good, but it's not going to like it when it starts getting down to freezing temperatures. And this will give enough radiating heat. This is on the south side of the house, and it should radiate enough heat in order to keep it healthy. We'll find out. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put these in a bigger pot. Now I just have a mixture here of 1 part compost, 1 part perlite, and 2 parts peat moss. Now I'm just going to put these down in here. Now we want to make sure that I put a little bit of soil in the bottom, and now I'm going to put soil up around it. Make sure your roots are underneath, and as you put some in there, kind of press it into place so it's going to support it. Now this mixture is pre-moistened, so don't put it in dry because it might not soak soil, and this won't need a whole lot of extra. Now I do plant this kind of deep at the top, which is all right for it. In fact, it's kind of a good way to do it. And we got that there. Let's get another one here. Now I thought I might have about 5 of these, but as you can see, it tended to be quite a bit more than 5. And it's simple here, and see it now. We got a couple of them done. Our main plant will be healthier because it's not going to be having these pups sucking off the main plant. But anyway, that's all it is to it. Now, if you have them in a smaller pot like this and you leave them, they're going to start putting on pups real early, because once they extend out in here and they feel like that they're kind of confined, that's normally whenever they start growing those, shooting out the pups. But that's all it is to it. Now that we got them all planted up here, let's talk about aloe vera just a little bit. Aloe vera is one of those plants that you want to have around your house. Now, I'm no medical expert, so don't take this as medical advice, but if you do your research, you'll find out that aloe vera is really good for burns. You burn yourself, if you immediately cut you a piece of the leaf and put it on that burn, you can, it'll cause it to not be quite severe as it would be. It's got antibacterial and anti-inflammatory properties. It's supposed to help in wound healing. It's also supposed to help in taking care of inflammation inside the body. But it can be used for a whole lot of things. You can do your research on it, but it's one of those, if you, whether you're a homesteader, a prepper, or just the average American citizen, it's one of those plants that everybody should have one in their collection. And anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I thank you for watching. And of course, if you're not a subscriber, you want to see more videos like this, just take and hit that subscribe, hit the bell, and select all so you'll be notified. Give her a big thumbs up and share this video. Enjoy that gardening experience.